down with that shit that want to sit back and kneel with cops. They get kneeling is disrespectful because that's how we know that they killed George Floyd. He was kneeling on George Floyd's neck. They not only need to get their knees off our neck, they need to get their fucking foots off our neck. Get the fuck off our back. It's guilty as hell.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send them cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send them cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
One of the biggest. I'm good. Thank you. So one of the things that I really want to point out to folks, don't fall for those foolish gestures. They're having to stand in peace rally and all that stuff. That's the shit that allows them to go home and sleep at night and act like they did something.
You haven't done nothing.
What we gotta recognize when we see that, that's just a bunch of firemen. They came to put out a fire.
Right.
But this fire is about to keep burning. We're not gonna let up. We can't let up. Are we gonna let up?
No!
Are we gonna let up?
No!
If we gotta come out here, if we gotta show up, start showing up to people's houses, we're gonna do that shit.
Exactly. As soon as we get the address. Exactly.
Oh, we already got some addresses. We got some addresses already. So what's coming next is we're gonna start showing up at your house.
Unexpected.
Yeah! No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No racism!
Police!
No racism!
Police!
I think everybody knows what FTP stands for.
Fuck the police.
FTP!
Fuck the police!
FTP!
Fuck the police!
FTP!
Fuck the police!
Fuck the motherfucking police. Good point. Here it is. We have this city for about 5 years has been up under, or close to, been up under a consent decree. And yet still we have this stuff happening. But there's a young man, and I don't want to do his name any injustice by mangling his name or not saying it properly, but there was a young man who, not very long ago, was bleeding out on an east side street, and when law enforcement arrived, they didn't even bother to try to stop the bleeding. They watched him bleed out and they watched him die.
Yeah, they did.
And that sounds too damn familiar. Sounds like what happened to Tamir Rice.
Right.
Sound like what happened to Desmond Franklin.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And the officer had the nerve to say that he didn't know how to actually administer any help. He hadn't been trained. But according to that consent decree I mentioned, all officers are supposed to be trained in that. So if he was worried about the coronavirus, then I say, why the fuck did you come to work? We're getting tired of the excuses. We're getting tired of a complicit mayoral administration. We're getting tired of complicit judges, and we're tired of a lack of prosecution. If the city doesn't take it up, it's incumbent upon the county to take it up. They need to do a thorough investigation, and if they don't, you know where our next stop is. So we want the city to do what they're supposed to do. If they don't, we're gonna keep coming out here. We're not gonna stop. We're not gonna let your job be easy. We're definitely not gonna have that same mayor get reelected, and we're not going to have complicit city council members that co-sign that shit have the opportunity to run for mayor. If they're about serving us, then they need to start figuring out the ways in which they could bring these officers to justice. And at the very least, you get them off the street. Because if you care about me, if you care about my son, you care about people like me, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep me safe and get them off the street. But it's obvious you don't care about us. Why? Because black lives don't matter to you.
You get rid of these cops by putting them to prison. You take their badges from them. You put them where they belong. They don't belong on our streets. They belong in prison. And when you start doing that, then maybe stuff will start going away. But if you keep letting them kill, we gonna keep coming.
Take the time.
Understand that, people. All they doing is smiling behind your back and telling you bullshit in your face.
Yeah.
We stand as one unit. We stand. We stand together. We win the war against racism. This is important. If you're not here to get justice, then maybe you should be on the other side. Because this group right here is out for one thing, and that's justice and the conviction for Jose Garcia. I want this man off the street, and I want him off the street today. Before he kill your son tomorrow. Before your son drive down the street. Before your son jog in the park. Before your daughter sleep in her bed. He might be the one pulling the trigger again. So get rid of him. Say his name.
Desmond!
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 I'm not going away. I'm not going nowhere. I'm my son's voice. I'm my son's voice. And it's going to be heard around the world. But this second district ain't no damn good to me.
They got the damn
What this man did was unheard of. He did it like a sneaky fucking snake. And he slid on the side of my son's car.
That's
And
right.
took him away from here. And you're gonna tell me you still allow this bastard to work here? No. No.
They protecting him.
Prosecute that bastard.
That's right.
Take his badge and put him where he belongs. Y'all say we fucking animals, but look at yourselves. Look at y'all.
Look at the one up there with that damn white
Look
flag
at
on
y'all.
it, with that white hood on.
You got bad cops among you, and all you do is turn your fucking heads.
Playing.
Shut your eyes.
Take your
Pat him
mask
on the
off.
back and say it's okay.
Take your mask off.
But then you're responsible.
Take off your white mask.
You're
Take off your mask.
responsible for your team.
Take off your mask.
No justice.
No peace!
No justice.
No peace!
No justice.
No peace!
No justice.
No peace!
to Desmond's family for a moment. I've been thinking about this all day. Imagine what it's like to have your son ripped from you by murdering cops, and that you know this is happening to thousands of people. I can hardly imagine. I have a daughter. I have 2 grandkids. I have thought deeply about what it would be like if the cops just came up and murdered one of them. I can't even imagine that happening because of the color of their skin and nothing else. Enough is enough. I'm a member of Refuse Fascism, and I want to say that the one thing that is beautiful that's come out of this is that people have risen up and said enough is enough. We need to stay in the streets until we drive Trump and Pence out of power. And let me tell you, I know there's been police murder before Trump and Pence. I know there's been all these horrors. I was thinking about the fact that I come from Bronx, New York City. You know what they did in the neighborhoods that are poor and desperate? They put boards in the windows and painted flowers and curtains. So people that are driving to work won't know the horrors that exist in those neighborhoods. This is the difference between Trump and what came before. Trump is ripping off those boards and embracing the horrors, putting it in your face and saying, that's right, we are white supremacists and that's who we want to be. We're murderers and haters. We hate defiant women. We hate immigrants. And that is the way it should be, and we're celebrating. Well, we got something to say to Trump and Pence. We're the ones that are celebrating now with our uprising. You're the ones that are on the defensive. And we cannot allow this to stop. Imagine if we go back home and they with their military and their cops and all the rest of their vicious armaments, their tough motorcyclists and all, get unleashed on us. We can't allow it. We need to stay in the streets until Trump and Pence is driven out. So all of us, fuck Donald Trump! 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 And then we've got to get to work, continuing to solve these problems. Please, go to refusefascism.org, hashtag act now, be part of this movement. We cannot let this beautiful uprising stop and be crushed. We need to stay together and keep on moving forward. This is our message around the entire country. And this is a beautiful, beautiful crowd as part of the beautiful uprising that's happened. Thank you.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No racist! Police! No justice! No peace! No racist! Police! No justice! No peace! No racist! Police!
Say mic check. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to introduce
We can't hear
the
you.
rest of the team. Desmond, brothers and sisters.
We can't hear
If
you.
y'all would just give me a brief moment and hear them out. If you would just give me a brief moment to hear them out. Because, like I said, we all got something to say. But this is important. And I want y'all to listen and let it be heard about who Desmond was.
Right.
Because who they trying to portray him is not who he was.
All right.
All right, Tazrell.
I just wanted to point out again that it's been 57 days since we've seen Jose Garcia's face. I haven't heard any type of apology. I haven't heard anything. It's been 57 days. Imagine that. Somebody just texts your family member, and for 57 days, you're just all you hear is how your brother had pending cases. You hear how the victim was in trouble and had all of these problems, but you're not hearing shit about the officer that took his fucking life. This doesn't make any sense. How is the victim the one that's on the news? How is the victim the one that's on the news getting all of the bad talk? It makes no sense. And I just want to point out again that we need to fight just as hard for all of the cases that don't have explicit video showing what happened. We need to stop letting the cops be the sole anything to any type of investigation. If there's a cop investigation, there needs to be more on top. There needs to be more people investigating. Not just, it shouldn't just be what the cop says goes. The cop says that he pointed a gun. The cop says that he pointed a gun. But where's the proof? Where's your proof? We have proof that there's a bullet in his head. We have that. He's dead. We have that. But we don't even have this man's face. But you can come out here and you can hand us Gatorades and water, but you can't hand us a picture of the man who took our brother away. It makes absolutely no sense.
They don't even give us water. They don't even give us water. We got that for ourselves.
We gotta fight hard, guys. This energy that we have right here, the energy that we've had for the last 2 weeks after seeing a man die on live is the same energy that we need to have for the people who do not have videos of them dying. We need to keep that same energy and we need to make sure we make a difference. It doesn't just go with the cops. It's all of it. It's the criminal justice system in general.
Let's go.
Judges, the mayor, the council people, everybody's complacency who are our leaders. It's all of them. It falls on them and we need to hold them accountable.
Justice for all? Yes, man! 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 What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! Where do we want it? Now! Where do we want it? Now! Where do we want it? Now! Ashley, the baby girl, got something to say.
I just want to say that we want a picture of Jose Garcia. There's no reason that nigga should be at home chilling with his family.
But he's not one of those.
So what? He should not be at home chilling with his family in no type of way, shape, or form at all. We gotta live with the death of my brother. You gotta deal with your family gotta live with the loss of you now. Ain't no reason that we should be sitting here begging for a picture, begging for justice, none of that. It should have been the same energy with the George Floyd situation, period. That's it. That's it. I ain't really got too much to say. I done said enough. I just got a question for everybody who up there. I hope y'all can hear us. That's looking down on us. I just got a question. Y'all out here looking down on us. Would y'all be able to tell us who killed my brother?
Jose Garcia.
Where is it? No, I don't know. I don't know. Silence like it always been for 57 days. And that's sad. That's even worse. That y'all got the audacity to sit down here and look at us. How about y'all come down here and stand with us? Why y'all gotta stand up there and look down on us?
Can y'all back up just a little bit? Back up, please. Back up. That one's getting too small. Please back up. Just a little bit. Back up just a little bit. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Check. Y'all can hear me? Can y'all hear me? Yeah. All right. I just need. I got a couple of questions. So when when a cop take off his badge and he turn his uniform in, right? What is he considered? A civilian. So okay, if a civilian killed another civilian, what does that mean? He's supposed to get justice, right? We're supposed to get right. He's supposed to get arrested. So why is this man without no badge, without no uniform on, able to kill my damn brother without no damn answers. Without no answers. We need answers. Justice for Desmond. Justice for Desmond. Justice for Desmond. Justice for Desmond. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace.
All right, Tanya. Latoya.
All right, y'all, we got a nice turnout here. But I want y'all to know that the city is trying to silence your voice today. As y'all can see, all the militarization of the police, this is where your money is going. Over $217 million in the police budget. In the police budget. Y'all paying them to kill us. Y'all paying them to kill us. This money could be allocated in our community, y'all. They shut down our schools. They shut down our houses. They shut down black businesses. They got $217 million in the police budget. What kind of sense is that? But they not charging these officers with murder. They not charging them. They letting them walk free. And our tax dollars are paying for that. Y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta wake up. This is why we are calling for the defunding of police departments. Defund the police. 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 This is what they do to try to drive your voices out, y'all. We used to this process. We don't trust this process. Police cannot investigate police. Police cannot investigate police. They're killing us in these streets. This is why we call for community oversight of the police department. This is why. Because we don't trust them to investigate their own officers. They don't even speak up when their officers are committing crimes against unarmed citizens.
Never.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
It's very clear, everybody. If you don't wake up, and open your eyes to what these cops are doing, what this system is doing, you just might wake up one morning and regret it. I don't want to be standing out here for somebody else, but I will. But we could avoid all that if they just wake up. Come together as one unit. Could y'all please back off and get some room, please?
I want to know what the fuck y'all looking at up there.
Right?
I'm taking pictures too. Bring your ass down here. Close the ivory tower, pigs! If you want to try.
We need systemic change.
Whatever we can try. Fuck the goddamn military!
We need systemic change.
Fuck the military, that's what the fuck I said. Black lives, they matter here. 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 When black lives are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When black lives are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When black lives are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Matter.
When I say black lives, you say?
Matter.
When I say black lives, you say?
Matter.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Say his name. Desmond Franklin.
Desmond Franklin. Desmond Franklin. Desmond Franklin. Desmond Franklin. Franklin! Desmond Franklin!
They deserve to hear who were they all clear.
Black people are the bomb. We ready. We coming. We ready. We coming. We ready. Babylon, black people are the bomb. We ready. We coming. We ready. We coming. Tear down Babylon, black people are the bomb. We ready. We coming. We ready. We coming. We ready.
We coming!
We ready. We coming. We ready.
We coming!
We ready.
We coming!
We ready.
We coming!
We ready. We coming. We ready.
We coming!
We ready.
We coming!
We ready.
We coming!
We ready.
We coming! Mic check! Mic check! Matter!
We got the National Guard in the house today. We got the National Guard here. They took an oath. The National Guard, they took an oath. That oath was to defend
Who do you serve?
against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We have the National Guard here.
Who do you
Will
protect?
defend our constitutional rights? Desmond Franklin! Desmond Franklin! Desmond Franklin! Desmond Franklin!
Desmond Franklin!
Desmond Franklin!
Desmond Franklin!
Desmond Franklin!
Desmond
Nasty
Franklin!
guard! Nasty guard! Will you defend Desmond Mason's constitutional rights? Desmond Franklin! Desmond Franklin!
Desmond Franklin!
Nasty guard! Are you going to stand there?
Who do you
Those who
serve?
oppress us and deny us of those constitutional rights. They're right there with you at the 2nd District. I hope you can hear me. We demand systemic change. And it is for that purpose that we the people demand an act of Congress to quash police brutality against all citizens. We propose, we demand the following. A little too close to comfort. Whereas the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees all Americans
Just so you know, we out here for a peaceful protest. All right, now I understand we're standing together, but let's do it in a peaceful manner so we can get something done. All right, don't give these people a reason. Don't give them a reason, because they just sit there and they waiting patiently. So let's show them our intelligence, our smart. We're going to outsmart them today. We're going to outsmart them today. Don't give them no reason.
Please, brothers and sisters, we've been yelling and screaming for too long. We've been bringing the sizzle. It's time to bring some steak. Put some steak on the table and move the ball forward for Black lives. It starts with Congress taking action. Congress taking action. We have a legislative agenda that we are sending out to Congresswoman Marsha Fudge